Today for our discussion board post, we're going to be covering the practice problem 8-44 in the textbook. It states that your company manufactures circuit boards and other electronic parts for various commercial products. Design changes in the part of the product line which are expected to increase sales will require changes in the manufacturing operation. The cost basis of new equipment required is $220,000, which I've placed here. And increased annual revenues in year $0 are estimated to be $360,000, placed here. Increased annual expenses in year $0 are estimated to be $239,000 that I put here. The estimated market value of equipment in actual dollars at the end of year 6, the end of the 6-year analysis period is $40,000, placed here. And the general price inflation is estimated at 4.9% per year. The total increased rate of annual revenue is 2.5%, and for annual expenses it's 5.6%. I've placed these up here with the different percentages, and the after-tax MAR in market terms is 10% per year, and T equals 39%. So I'm going to start this in a fresh spreadsheet, but I'm going to take these values over there with me. Okay, I'm going to leave a little bit of room so I have a place to write everything down. I'm just going to summarize all this so that it makes it a little bit easier to put into the spreadsheet. That is 10%, 39%. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So N starts at 0. It goes to 6 years. So this is because it's the end of year analysis period at 6 years. And we're going to add another 6 also. So for up here we're going to have revenues. We're also going to have the revenue our expenses. Discount or depreciation, I mean. This is your taxable amount times T. Okay, and then this is all for, let me just see this down here. Okay, so for this problem, we're going to start out with, for your cost basis, it's going to go right here. Okay. Okay. We also have to, from our table that we had, we have some factors that need to go in here, and let's see, I have these copied, so I'm going to grab these and bring them in. Okay, so once you have those copied in, you want to take this value also, and this is to get your book value, but we want to get depreciation from the book value. So to get this number, we're going to have to start with this value, and we're going to want to, we'll just use this one. Okay. So let's make this have the accounting format. So maybe with all these. Okay. So this number right here is going to be equal to this number times this number. Okay. And if we spread that, if we copy that down, it doesn't have the dollar signs in there. So we're going to add those in. Okay. So once that this is placed in here, we can go up here and look at the this actually can get go ahead and get copied up here if you want to copy. Okay. Now, this number, like I said, this is negative, so for this area, we're going to use the increased annual revenues, year 0, and that is going to be, it's positive. And at the end of, for the end of year analysis period, year 6, this is the estimated market value of the equipment, actual. And this goes here. Okay. So once you have that calculated, then you want to get your the revenue. You want this to calculate this, and so you're going to do that by using the future value equation. Okay, let's see. I think that goes in, that should be D3, it says 2.5, and then your imper is going to be just this year right here, and then your present value is going to be this way. Okay, and we didn't make that negative, so we'll do. Okay. Oh, I need to change this to be with a dollar sign. Okay. So the expenses is this value right here, and that is going to go under here. It's starting at the end of year 0. Okay. Alright, so to calculate the expenses, you want to also get your future value of your expenses right here. And so you're going to use the future value equivalence. And the rate that you're going to use for that one is going to be the increase rate expenses percentage. So that's the 5.6%. Okay, and again I have to make this negative. Apologize for clicking on the wrong cell. Okay, so that gives you 252,384, and then we're going to drag this down here. And once you do that, we need to get this next cash flow over here. So that's going to be, let's see, let me get out this little command. And that is going to be just your, that's going to be your revenue plus your expenses. And since I don't have any expenses right here, and I guess I could go ahead and put those expenses there. It's not going to change. But it's actually not we really don't have that expense. So we're just going to show this blank right here. So the other thing that, so now on this one, it's going to be the same thing. Actually, I think I did that incorrectly. I believe that I needed to use this one here. Let's see if I did that. Yeah, this needs to go over here. Okay. And then we can just drag this down. So okay, I didn't show it moved. Okay. Now it should be giving us the right numbers. Okay, so that looks better. We've already got this depreciation in here. The next thing that we need to do is calculate the taxable amount, which is going to be this value right here minus this value for this the depreciated amount. Okay. And now this is going to be this is the taxable amount times T, which is the tax rate. Okay, so that's what this value is right here. There's your tax rate. And I'm going to go ahead and put the dollar signs in there. Okay. Also, I think this needs to be negative. Okay. Now we have to show we're going to show this value. And that is, see, it's this value plus the taxes. So okay. Now to get the ATCF on this one, it's just going to be, we're just going to have this value equal it. Okay, so for this, it's just going to equal this value. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way down until till year 6. Okay. So once we do that, this value becomes this value plus 20,000. Okay. So to evaluate based on what the directions were asking us on here, it is actually so it's asking us to find, let's see. All right, there it is, I'm sorry. Based on an after-tax actual dollar analysis, what is the maximum amount your company can afford to spend on the total project? Okay, so we're going to look at the present worth of and we're going to look at the amount of money that we need for the total project. So right here we're going to put our present worth for market value. And in this column we're going to show our which is going to be this value here plus our net present value and the rate is going to be the MAR, and the values here are going to be all of these values in here. Okay, so this is the present worth, and the total investment is what we're really looking for, I think, and so that's going to be our that's what we need to make, that would what we have to be to put into it right now. Okay, so that is just going to equal this revenue or this value, make it negative, plus not that one. It didn't let me click on it, so. Okay, so this should be the total amount. So that would be for part A. All right, now for part B, it says develop and show your ATCF in real dollars, and that is going to be, so we've developed most of this, but we're going to take these columns in here, and I need to add one more to get the ATCR so let's see, I think I just need to add this one here. Okay, so for that value, we're just going to get our, I'm going to show the present worth for the, let's see, show that. Okay, so it's going to be this value up here, 4.9, which is the price inflation. That's going to be part of our formula. Okay, so to get the value right here, we're going to use the not that one. We're going to use the present value. And so for the present value here, we're going to use this, and then year is going to be 0, and then we're going to use the future value, which is right here. And let's make that negative. See how that looks. Okay. So now all we have to do is to drag this down. And don't forget to use the dollar sign. That would make a huge difference. Okay, that's all we have. Thank you very much.